Welcome back to the Coyote Country Homestead. My name's Chris. I've been trying to get back to these driveway repair videos that I need to be working on, and it seems like we're getting rain every other day right now. That's not helping me getting my outside driveway videos done. It's definitely helping the farmers. We had a little bit of a drought period here, and it was causing them a lot of problems. So I talked to a farmer just a couple of weeks ago who's got 500 acres of corn in that was just burning up. So I'm really glad to see that we're getting the rain every other day. As we move into July and the weather gets warmer, I'll have plenty of opportunities um, to be able to work on the driveway videos. In the meantime, I'm going to move inside for a project. I don't normally do inside DIY projects, but this one was too good not to share. I had a problem not very long ago where I had some interior doors that were no longer square. So my house tends to shift between the winter and the summer. And as it moves, sometimes my doors don't function. They no longer close, right? They get out of square. And so as I was at the hardware store talking to one of the people there, he was an older guy that used to do construction. And he said, man, I hang these things, used to hang these things all the time. And I've got a tip for you that I think will help you a lot. And it won't cost you a lot of money to fix it. And that's what we're going to do today. So let me get my tools together. We'll move inside and I'll show you what we're working on. Okay, here we are inside in the Coyote Country Pantry. And what we've got here is a situation where, as the house has settled, I've now got a gap up here in the corner of the door. And what's happening is, as I go to pull on the door handle, it doesn't latch anymore when I go to close it. And so I need to adjust that. And the way we'll do that is we need to raise this corner up. And what the guy at the hardware store was telling me is we can use little pieces of cardboard to shim the hinges. And so we want to bring this hinge this way and bring the lower hinge out this way. And that's going to cause the door to come back into alignment at least enough to where it will latch again. And so let me show you what components we're going to use for this. The two things I really like about this repair, one is it's relatively easy, and two, it doesn't cost hardly any money at all. So the most important part about this whole project is a little piece of cardboard. And if you look, we're talking about something really thin. In this case, this is the top of a liquid IV box. So a cereal box, any kind of one of those boxes that you have that maybe keep protein bars, or there's all kinds of examples that you'll have in your pantry of this really thin cardboard, and believe it or not, that's thick enough that that's going to do the job. I've got a marker here to mark the tape where I need it, and also for the cardboard we'll need scissors. I've got some painter's tape. We'll use that in a couple of places to hold the cardboard in place when we remove the hinge. Tape measure, and we may or may not need that. And then the cordless drill. And you could do this with a hand drill. It's a lot easier to do with a cordless drill. You're not going to need a very big piece of cardboard for this. So what I like to do is get it up here and measure between the top and the bottom of the screws in there. I want to get inside of these curved pieces, especially for this top one, because we're going to be to the inside of this hinge so that that pulls that out this way when we tighten that back up. On the lower hinge, we're going to do the exact opposite. It's going to go to the outside of the door so that the hinge comes in this way, and that's going to pull the hinge where we need it to get this back into square. So where I'm going to start is just go ahead and mark where the inside from the bottom of this screw to the top of this screw, and then we'll cut the piece to fit. So this side will be the bottom of the top, inside of the top screw, and this is where the top one is. We really only need a piece that's about a 1/2 inch big. I'm going to go ahead and mark that off here. Probably should have used a smaller ruler rather than a whole tape measure. But this also doesn't have to be perfect. It is going to be underneath the hinge after all. And then I'm going to measure this one because what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 of them while I'm at it. So that's about 2.5 inches. So I'll come down to 5 inches. Again, come in a 1/2 inch. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like I need a straight edge on this or anything. We're going to try and do this just cutting the 2 pieces. If we needed to, if the hinge needs to be adjusted even more, then you can double this up. And then what I'm going to do is take a little bit of this painter's tape. I just want to double it up on itself, create a little bit of a loop. Actually, I'm going to put that kind of in the middle. The reason I'm doing this is because I found that when I go to put this on the wall and then put the hinge in there, it's going to want to fall. And so that tape is going to help hold it in place. And I use the painter's tape so that it would come off easier later. So just like that, both of these should be ready for use. The other thing I like about this approach is that I can do it one hinge at a time, and I don't have to take the pins off, and I don't have to take the door off to do the work. So I'm just going to take the screws out. And then our shim is going to go right along this side. That's what it looks like with the shim in place. That doesn't look like much in there, but you're going to be really surprised how much between putting this one at the top and at the bottom one, we're going to put it on this side to pull the hinge out this way. You'll be surprised how much that adjusts it. So we just close the hinge back, and then I'll put the screws back in, and then we'll do the bottom. Gonna have to get my Swiss Army knife out to pop that loose. And then we take that shim and we put it on the inside. Right to the edge of where the hinge is going to hit. The hinge plate. Got the hinges back together here. I did have to, on this bottom hinge, I had to triple that cardboard up to bring this hinge out where I needed it to be. But once I did that, now when I close the door, you can hear it latches and it's holding. So we didn't have to adjust it much. That's the thing about that cardboard is, you know, I do still have, this is still not perfectly square, but my house is also going to shift. As the humidity sets in, this is going to continue to move. And as the house dries out, then it tends to move also. So I'm not really hung up on the idea of having it perfectly square. I just want it to latch. That's it for that repair. I wanted to show you guys that just because it's a way to very quickly repair a door that won't close because it's out of square without really spending any money. I mean, everybody probably has an old box of cereal or some other box that they can use. Everybody should have access to a screwdriver, even if it's not an electric one. A hand screwdriver would work. And it doesn't require a lot of strength because you don't have to take the door off the hinges. So I thought that would help you guys. I hope you found that useful. That'll be it for today. Uh, remember to click like and subscribe if you would for me. Subscribe won't cost you any money and we won't send you anything, but it really helps me grow the channel, and also it will let you know when I've got additional videos coming out. Other than that, thank you very much for joining us out here at the Coyote Country Homestead, and we'll talk to you next time.